Most people don't survive a violent assault and come out the other side unchanged. But Daniel Vega didn't just survive, he transformed. At 17, Daniel was just a high school senior in East Oakland, quiet, artistic, and obsessed with graphic novels. One night, walking home from his cousin's place, 3 men pulled up. A robbery, they said, but it turned brutal. He was stabbed, kicked, and left unconscious on the sidewalk. He almost died, but didn't, and that's when the real story began. Daniel's attackers were never caught. The system moved on, but Daniel couldn't. Not with the pain in his ribs, not with the fear in his mind. He dropped out of school, started carrying a knife. The boy who once drew superheroes began to sketch revenge. At 20, he found himself in a different alley, this time with a bat in his hand and rage in his chest. But he stopped mid-swing. He looked at the man he had tracked down, one of the attackers, and saw a child watching from a cracked apartment door. His son. That moment changed everything. Daniel never swung the bat. Instead, he walked away and walked into something new. He joined a trauma healing circle. He learned about post-traumatic stress, generational violence, and something he never thought he'd believe in: restorative justice. He didn't want to be a vigilante. He wanted to be a guardian. So Daniel started something called Project 3 AM, named for the hour he was attacked. It's a late-night mobile unit that patrols violent-prone areas, not with weapons, but with hot meals, phone chargers, safe rides, and open ears. He says, "If someone had stopped me that night, maybe it never would have happened. So now, I stop others." Daniel met one of his attackers years later in a community reconciliation meeting. The man had served time, was now clean, and full of regret. Daniel told him, "You gave me pain, but I turned it into purpose." Now, he speaks in schools, jails, and city halls, not as a victim, not as a vigilante, but as a man who chose not to return violence with violence but with vision. From victim to vigilante in the making, to peacemaker, that's redemption in an unlikely place.